host Cameron, joined by the captain of House of Commons, or Speaker of the
Hi,
House, I should
I
say.
am. Speaker of the House of Commons.
Yeah. We have quite the battle here for you today with Jason, captain of ToPH, versus Taylor, captain of Teamfight Tactics. Now, a few, notable things about this matchup. Taylor and Jason, they don't have necessarily a rivalry, but they got a bit of a personal history.
They're both fairly new in terms of league history.
They joined at the same time. And Jason has not yet beaten Taylor, so he's looking for that win. Taylor not performing great, so he's gonna want to get his differential up and his win rate up, hopefully. In terms of the battle, the interesting thing that I'm seeing immediately is that Jason doesn't have a ground type, and Arctazult has been doing very well. So, without any clear way of stopping Arctazult, Jason's gonna either need to get creative or pray, because there's not a whole lot that can stand up to a Bolt Beak.
Yeah. Yeah, the Arctazult just does work into this team specifically. Just with the Ice Electric as a stab is so good offensively.
Right.
I mean, maybe Durant because of its defense, but even then, I don't think.
Right, a first impression could do a decent amount of damage, but I just don't think it's going to be killing. Another notable thing would probably be the regenerators. You got Slowbro on Jason's team and Mian Chao on Taylor's team.
It's interesting too because you have a defensive regenerator with Slowbro and an offensive one with Mian Chao. So it'll be interesting to see how much it actually affects each team. Probably, I assume Slowbro will regen more, but you never know.
Sure. I mean, another thing. I mean, I'm glad you pointed out the offensive versus defensive.
Yeah.
Their switches are also going to be a similar way, offensive and defensive, with Mian Chao using those U-turns to try to get initiative, and then Slowbro teleporting out to try to catch some of the damage. So it's kind of interesting that they're complete opposites with the same ability. One other notable thing I would probably talk about is gonna be the Infernape. I think Infernape has a pretty good matchup here, hitting Ferrothorn 4 times effectively. It gets priority options in Vacuum Wave or Bullet Punch, and it could manage to threaten the Arctazult or the Auroras. So
yeah, Infernape apart from Feeny does insane work.
Right, but Feeny does catch pretty much everything that Infernape has. Even an Earthquake isn't going to be doing that much to Feeny. So I think that just about covers everything. Let's get into the battle. All right, we're going to be seeing a Feeny lead into the Smeargle, so probably going to get some sticky webs up. And
a taunt.
Okay.
It has been taunted. And it's been switched out.
And are we going to see...
And he's been switched out.
Right into Charizard. So double switch turn there. Gonna try Dragon Dancing on Slowbro. I don't know about that.
I was going to say, I feel like Slowbro still has the advantage.
Right.
Yeah, he just switched out.
Maybe he was hoping to intimidate Slowbro away. I don't know. I don't know what the full plan is there. It goes into Auroras to get that that hail going. Maybe going for an Aurora Veil here to protect the Arctazult. And there's that Infernape we were talking about.
I was thinking, if he attacks here,
have the answer here. And Future Sight not doing much. We switch into the Tapu Fini again to pick up a Stealth Rod.
It's one of those Infernames.
So Jason does have a good amount of hazards down, but he can't threaten Feeny, and we might just see a free defog here from Taylor. Nope, we're just going into a Scald. So now that kind of leads me to believe that this Tapu Fini might not actually be carrying defog, which could be pretty huge.
That would be interesting. Ooh, the taunt again.
Goes for the taunt on the Slowbro. Slowbro going for a Future Sight. It's starting to look like tempo is favoring Jason here, but a Calm Mind is very scary. So I'm just trying to think how Jason deals with a Calm Mind Tapu Fini here. Maybe Durant?
No, okay,
Or
apparently
you
it's Bennett.
could go
Okay.
for a Destiny Bond. That is an option. We'll see whether or not Taylor kind of accepts this trade of Bennett for Tapu Fini, or if he just
Oh, it is Destiny Bond.
switches out. Goes for a taunt!
Oh.
And just like that, I don't know if Jason has a way of winning this.
Yeah, Feeney's in an extremely good position now. I mean,
Right.
Shadow Claw did less than 40%, so I mean
Yep.
he has to fish work and then he switches. Okay.
Switches out. And 34% onto the Slowbro from Draining Kiss. That's really impressive. Just gonna go
He's
for
just gonna
another
keep
Calm
setting
Mind
up.
here, and maybe a Haze out of. Oh no,
Yawn.
we're just gonna go for Yawn.
Oh, because the
I actually
terrain's
don't know if
gone.
Slowbro gets Haze. I'm gonna have to check that. But
He
Taylor
switches.
actually switches.
He switches.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not
I was just saying he was still
entirely
at the advantage.
positive. You needed a switch there. Ferrothorn gets
Okay,
a
now this is
leech
just
seed
Ferrothorn
off.
setup.
And now I'm assuming we're gonna see an Infernape switch here, or a Zapdos for Heatwave. You know, either of those work pretty well. And is Taylor going to
Volt switch.
predicts the no Heatwave there, and catches a Volt Switch very nicely, and
Wow.
gets a knockoff. That is
That's a good turn for
very
Taylor.
well played turn. And Zapdos comes out again. Taylor just gets a Leech Seed off, and I'm assuming we're gonna either see a Protect, a Scout for that Heat Wave.
Oh, Pokemon.
Tries to
moment.
predict another Volt Switch. I don't know about that. That was a little too confident for me. Goes for Protect to pick up the Heat Wave here now. And Volt Switch is not going to allow Zapdos to get any momentum.
Yeah, I was just saying, I wonder if he switches now.
Goes into the Aurorus. Perhaps hoping for it to die right here.
Heals. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he was just trying to sack it, but doesn't look like Jason's gonna let him.
Yeah, it would have been a great turn to get that Hail off and have Aurora's free switch into Arctozolt there, but I still think it's overall a decent scenario. If this Arctozolt is heavy duty boots, this could be the game right here.
Oh.
We do not see the heavy duty boots. Okay.
Baby Yoda. Substitute.
You see a substitute
Sunny
and a Sunny Day. That's a
That's
turn.
actually good tech.
Yeah, that is a very good option to have. We're gonna be
This
seeing
Yoda's Z power.
Z Ice instead of Z Ground. That's actually a pretty interesting choice to take there. And Arctozolt's gonna pick this up with a Bolt Beak. And while Infernape's gone, it kind of got rid of most of what it needed to threaten, especially since Zapdos has Heat Wave.
I was gonna say, killing Aurorus means that Yoda has to survive without Hail now, which is much more difficult. Wow, that is.
And that
good
does,
damage.
45. I don't know if you necessarily want to keep in Fini here, because a flinch could be.
There it is.
That could be Fini dead. That is rather unfortunate. Flinches in league.
How the mighty have fallen. Fini was in such a good position like 10 turns ago.
Yeah. I honestly think switching out might have cost Taylor this battle because, I mean...
I don't think he would have
with
lost that
the
much
yawn,
momentum from being asleep.
Right, I mean, with the yawn, maybe Durant could come in and two-shot the Fini, but I'm pretty sure you'd be able to survive long enough to either get a Draining Kiss or a Scald off, so... it could have been a pretty big mistake there. Battle's not necessarily over yet, but it's looking a lot harder for Taylor than it was.
No, I was gonna say, this is in Jason's field now. I'm like, Taylor is switching too much. Like, and Jason, the thing is, Jason can switch because he has no hazards, but Taylor has to deal with, like, rocks and webs every time he wants to... See, now he just reset his speed, because...
But an Outrage is going to take the variable down. Durant might not be able to tank this at +1.
Durant's probably still faster.
At first impression, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, Durant's crazy, because I think Mega Charizard X doesn't gain speed for some reason.
Right.
So I wonder who he named that one after.
Yeah, I think I know someone named Robbie that might have something to say about
Fake
that.
out.
Goes for
Why would-
fake out, not doing much to Slowbro.
Oh,
Probably
you know what? Fake out would have been. Why didn't he lead with Mian Shao? Because then you fake out Smeargle. That's the only reason I think you.
Yeah, and then you would out.
I feel like I'm shitting on Taylor, but like I just feel like that would be like a better option.
I mean, you are, but I don't feel like he's played this very well. Like you said, Yanshao lead there could have fake out and then
And you break the sash.
Smeargle.
And Smeargle has shitty speed. It's like 75.
Yeah,
so.
and then you close combat, it's dead, and sticky webs don't do anything. So
Because that's what I've done with like Hariyama as a lead, because you break sturdies and sashes too. Zapdos just wins here. Zapdos just like, even if Mienshao kills it, the Mienshao cannot be
Stone Edge off.
Yeah.
The battle is looking pretty much over. Jason doesn't.
Oh shit, Jason can still do the 1-for-1 with Bennett.
Yeah, Jason might go for one of his classic Destiny bonds here. Opts to go for a Will-O-Wisp.
Well, Mienshao's even more crippled than it was before.
Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, Taylor's just not going to have the damage to deal with Jason. This is going to be a matter of just switching and trying to safely get the win off for Jason, but I think we can pretty much call the battle there.
Yeah,
Taylor, looks like he just accepts it and takes the heat wave.
I was saying, with the rocks, even with regen, like, still, if he's switching that much, he's not going to come back.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some misprep
Why
there.
do you fake out every single time on September?
Maybe some missed opportunities in this battle, but he did manage to get some kills in there. I just feel
is this the first time Bennett's done stuff without like sacrificing himself?
This is the first time Bennett has done anything besides Destiny Bond and Trick Room. So.
I always feel like Bennett gets like kind of wasted as a mega because it's just always a 1-for-1. Like, I like to see it in this role where it actually is using its other stats and not just its abilities.
Yeah, I think Jason's team has kind of enabled it to have a bit more of a role than it did last season. And overall, he had a pretty good showing here, a pretty good performance. And that's going to be the battle. Right. Congratulations to Jason. And
this is his first dub against Taylor.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.
Focus.